N'afọ nna na nwa na mmụọ nsọ. Angels.
Mama Kosedu Agwaptal Maria. Ekene Maria Jitel na Grace Osebru Anonyeli. Eden God's next tip Boronine. Others in God's one forgive Jesus.
Maria Jason Nenke Chubu. Reverend Jayo. Peter Namano. Amen.
Nyaju Ojibowani Kosebru. Ekene Maria Jitel na Grace Osebru Anonyeli. Eden God's next tip Boronine. Others in God's one forgive Jesus.
Maria Jason Nenke Chubu. Reverend Jayo. Peter Namano. Amen.
Okwe Melaro. Ekene Maria Egypt na Gracia Osebru Anonyeli Eden God's next Tiboronine Others in God's Buma forgive Jesus.
Maria Jason Nenke Chubu. Reverend Jayo. Peter Namano. Amen.
Yabalanya yo Onenke Chukujaso. Ayo. Anya yogi Ojukwu Kirinye Gracia Imobiai. Karibundi anje buteluzoma. Kwemali wela Kristi nwali. Sina afia n'obia. Webata n'osuna mbiti n'ọhụya. Site na Kristi dịbe n'anyị. Amen. Otito dịrị nna na nwa na mmụọ nsọ. Otito dịrị nna na nwa na mmụọ nsọ. Otito dịrị nna na nwa na mmụọ nsọ.
Amen.
Ka bụrụ obi ndị niile kwere n'ụgara aga. Ka bụrụ obi fazuru ike na ndokwa.
Amen.
Onye nwe anyị nọnyere ụnụ. Ka Chineke ji ike niile gọzie ụnụ. Nna na nwa na mmụọ nsọ.
Amen.
Ekpere a bịara gị site na nkwado ndị Love Bite Foods and Beverages Limited Nnobi. Ndị na-alụpụta Love Bite Bread nọ na nọmba 1 Nwosu Mmaduka Close, Umuru Nnobi, 081 49 82 82
Listen to news updates on F1 103.5 FM immediately after engineering 6 o'clock a.m. and 6 o'clock p.m. weekdays. Stay tuned to be updated, to be informed. News updates, live reports. F1 FM brings the news with actualities.
I believe that if we are looking for a new Nigeria,
You can as well listen online via mixlr.com/GistFM.
Good evening and welcome to Abonade 103.5 FM News Update. Today, Thursday, the 25th day of May 2023, and the time is 4 minutes past the hour of 6. Martin Efan Shuku Ekezie is my name. The headlines. Anambra communities seek Soludo's help to resolve communal crisis. NYSC under pressure over Enugu governor-elect certificate saga. Civil society organizations to protest against corrupt officials. Anambra commissioner raids beggars spots. Arrest 50. Ebonyi, 5 killed in police. Bandits shootouts at checkpoint. Over 100 million people to witness Alex Oti's inauguration. With electronics in his brain and spine, a paralyzed man takes a stride. Now, details. Anambra communities seek Soludo's help to resolve communal crisis. Some communities have asked the Anambra State Governor, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, to resolve their land disputes. Yesterday, indigents of Achala community of Oka North Local Government Area besieged the Anambra Government House, Oka, to protest the recent award of a contentious land to Urum community in same local government area. Leaders of the protesting group The Secretary General of the Achala Improvement Union, Mr. Callistus Nnakwe, who addressed journalists at the gate of the government house, said that a peace committee that was set up by the chairman of Oka North local government area sat severally over the contentious land, but never invited any member of Achala community before eventually awarding the disputed land to Urum. Nnakwe said, "We are here to call the attention of the governor over the award of the land to Urum community, even without hearing from our representatives. The land is questioned belongs to us, and we are calling on Governor Chukwuma Soludo to set up a new committee to preside over the matter and give unbiased verdict." Placards wielded by the protesters read, "We need a new and impartial and unbiased panel. We were not taken into consideration by the panel, and our report was not taken. A responsible panel cannot do land border demarcation without the consent of the affected communities." Meanwhile, in Nimo community in Njikoka local government area, the leadership of the community has scheduled a meeting of all indigenes over a contentious land which has been converted to an estate by its leadership. NYSC under pressure over Enugu governor-elect certificate saga, civil society organizations to protest against corrupt officials. The ongoing battle between the NYSC and Dr. Peter Mba, the Enugu state governor-elect, has reached a fever pitch. The NYSC has been accused of corruption and conspiracy to dent the image of the Enugu state governor-elect. At least 150 civil society organizations are seeking an investigation on NYSC officials for corruption and political interference. A coalition of 150 civil society organizations under the aegis of Advocates of Truth and Justice, ATJ, has slammed the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, over its political interference. In a statement made available to newsmen and signed by Dr. Anthony Oja, the executive director of ATJ, the NYSC was accused of conspiracy to frame Dr. Mba, the Enugu state governor-elect. It was gathered that the director general of the NYSC, Yusha U. Ahmed, had denied that they ever issued a discharge certificate to Mba. This development prompted Mba to file a lawsuit of 20 billion naira against the NYSC at the Federal High Court, Abuja. However, despite the court order, the NYSC DG engaged the media to disclaim the certificate again, denying knowledge of the lawsuit and consequent court order, acting in apparent contempt of the court. The coalition, in its statement, said, "After our investigation, we discovered that the governor-elect of Enugu, Barrister Peter Mba, was duly mobilized by the NYSC, issued a call-up letter assigned to a place of primary assignment, and carried out all duties and responsibilities assigned to him, including participating in the passing out parade, and was issued a discharge certificate by the NYSC." Anambra Commissioner raids Beggars Sports, arrest 50. A joint task force from the Anambra State Ministry of Women and Social Welfare and Operation Clean and Healthy Anambra Brigade of Wednesday raided major spots in the state and cleared over 50 street beggars and out-of-school children hawking from the streets of Oka and environs. The action, according to the ministry, was to sanitize the state and create a way for free flow of traffic and rescue out-of-school children in order to achieve the present administration's clean, green, and sustainable megacity agenda. Areas visited included Aroma, Regina Shelley Junction, Unizik Temporary Site, Akwata Junction, Amobia Bypass, Ekoka Market, among others. The men, women, and children raided were said to hail from different parts of the country. Speaking to journalists during the exercise, Binabo said this is evidence of child labor and exploitations that contradicted the child rights law, which the Anambra State is a signatory to. Anambra State government frowns at child labor in any guise. Any child seen at school hours during weekdays would be taken and sent to school. Some of the beggars raided, who identified their names as Uju Obie, Wafam Mweke, and Ifoma Chuku, said hardship and lack of assistance led them into begging as they could not fend for their children. They pleaded for assistance, saying that they would quit begging if they get assistance to enable them start up some businesses so as to fend for themselves. Ebonyi. 5 killed in police bandits shootout at checkpoint. Abakaliki. 3 policemen and 2 gunmen on Wednesday lost their lives in a shootout that ensued between policemen and gunmen at a police checkpoint in Oshiri, Onitsha local government area of Ebonyi State. Also, 1 policeman sustained bullet wounds and is currently receiving medical attention. It was gathered that the gunmen who operated with a Lexus car on approaching the checkpoint opened fire on the policemen who were on a stop and search operation in front of Oshiri Police Division Wednesday morning. The Oshiri attack has come after gunmen also attacked policemen on a stop and search operation at the Union Bank roundabout on Monday and killed 1 policeman. A statement signed by the State Police Public Relations Officer, SP Onome Onowapokoya, further disclosed that incriminating items were recovered from the gunmen. The statement reads, today being the 24th of May 2023 at about 0830 hours, operatives of the command on stop and search duty at Oshiri Division were attacked by armed hoodlums. Sadly, 3 policemen lost their lives. 1 was injured and is currently receiving treatment at the hospital. Tactical teams were immediately drafted to the area to go after the hoodlums. Consequently, 2 of the hoodlums were neutralized and others escaped with bullet wounds. Recovered from them are 1 Lexus car, ES350 model, 1 fabricated AK-47 rifle, 1 AK-47 magazine with 7 rounds of ammunition, 1 SMG rifle, 1 SMG magazine with 8 rounds of ammunition, a pack of hard drugs, shams, juju drums, and chaka musical instruments for shrine. The Commissioner of Police, Ebonyi State Police Command, CP Fale S. Oleyele, SPSC appeals to members of the public to report anyone with bullet wounds or suspicious character in order to apprehend those still at large. Over 100 million people to witness LXOT inauguration. More than 100 million people across the world, including Abians in diaspora, are expected to witness the inauguration of Abia Governor-elect Dr. LXOT on May 29th. Coordinator LXOT Inauguration Committee, Honorable Ihanacho Obioma, who disclosed this during a press conference on Wednesday in Umuahia, said the audience included those who would join the ceremony virtually and physically. He explained that OT's emergence was so unique and of special interest that so many people would be interested to witness his swearing-in ceremony. Abia is the only state won by a Labour Party, hence, the whole world, including all the obedient family everywhere, would like to follow up with the ceremony in Abia, Obioma further noted. The former House of Representatives member further explained that the committee decided to make the inauguration elaborate because it marks the beginning of a new dawn in Abia, where the masses will no longer be treated as prisoners of war. He, however, disclosed that the governor-elect and his friends decided to fund the inauguration expense privately to prevent the outgoing government from chasing in on it to lavishly spend public funds. Obioma said that with the coming of OT, it will no longer be business as usual in the state, assuring that the era of due process, accountability, and frugality in public spending has set in. Responding to a question on whether the committee was receiving the needed cooperation from the outgoing government, Obioma answered in the negative. He, however, explained that it will be expecting too much to think that the outgoing government, which is still in pains for losing election, will give us any meaningful cooperation. Obioma assured that Oti's administration would not discriminate against any section of the state, saying he would be governor for all Abians, including those who contested against him. The inauguration committee chairman appealed to Abia workers to call off the indefinite strike declared by the labor in the state before the inauguration day as part of their sacrifice for the conquest or for a new Abia, assuring that the incoming administration will address their various grievances. He disclosed that a number of music icons and legendary comedians will feature at the swearing-in ceremony slated for Umuahia Township Stadium and a luncheon later at the International Conference Center, Umuahia. Topping the headlines in music is international award winner singer David Adeleke, popularly known as Davido, while our own son of the soil, Bright Okbosha, aka Basketmouth, will lead the front of comedy artists as host of the events. Other celebrated singers on the bill include Mr. Raw, Rough Coin, Rugged Man, Nedu Wazobia, Diamond Okeshi, and Funny Bone make up the comedy cadre. Obioma further disclosed that massive renovation work was going on simultaneously at both venues at the expense of the governor-elect. Now we move over to the foreign scene. With electronics in his brain and spine, a paralyzed man takes a stride. Jet Jan takes steps with the aid of implants in his brain and spinal cord, the subject of a subject study published Wednesday in Nature. Scientists and neurosurgeons have implanted electronic devices into the brain and spinal cord of a paralyzed man that communicate wirelessly, enhancing his ability to walk and enabling him to climb stairs, according to a study published in Nature. The work fuses two experimental technologies being developed to treat paralysis. One device is inserted into the skull and the rest above the brain's surface, decoding patterns involved in walking and transmitting a signal to a second device implanted along the spinal cord. Electrodes then stimulate the spinal cord in a precise sequence to activate leg muscles needed to walk. We have created a wireless interface between the brain and the spinal cord using the brain-computer interface technology that transforms thought into action. Georgia Cotton, an author of the paper, said in a statement. Such science fiction like achievements are becoming more common as scientists, brain surgeons, and engineers accelerate research to connect brains with computers. By linking into the central nervous system, such devices can run commands that people with paralysis can no longer execute unassisted, enabling them to type or raise a paralyzed fist by thinking about it. The study in Nature marries spinal stimulation with what is known as brain-computer interface, a field popularized by Elon Musk and his brain implant company, Neuralink. Companies developing this technology say the first applications will be for people who have lost the ability to move or communicate, although it also raises the long-term prospect of enhancing the abilities of healthy people. Musk has spoken of brain implants as a way for humans to keep up with the advances of artificial intelligence, and the field is drawing the attention of bioethics, government regulators, and investors. This is where we draw the curtains on news update on Ebona at the 103.5 FM. But before we leave, a quick look at the headlines. Anambra communities seek Soludo's help to resolve communal crisis. NYSC under pressure over Enugu governor-elect certificate saga. Civil society organizations to protest against corrupt officials. Anambra commissioner raised beggar spots. Arrest 50. Ebonyi. 5 killed in police bandits shootout at checkpoint. Over 100 million people to witness Alex Oti's inauguration. With electronics in his brain and spine, a paralyzed man takes a stride. You just listened to news updates on Ebonadi 103.5 FM. News produced and read by Martin Ifanshuku Ekezie. Thank you for listening. Once again, good evening. Okay. Okay. Some tea.
Listen to news updates on 103.5 FM immediately after interlude.